Hey there, you all. So anyway, I'm just writing this blog post about healthy relationships. And I want to start out by, I'm not a relationship specialist. I'm not, I don't have any sort of degree in psychology or the way people interact or anything like that. What I have is experience. So, I've just been, I deal with all things that are healthy as far as women go. So what I've realized through this past year is that healthy relationships really have a bearing on how healthy I feel and how I'm interacting in the world. So I want to do, healthy mind, healthy body, healthy spirit, healthy relationships, healthy food. So anyway, I thought this series was really relevant because what I've learned is just like if I'm eating, wheat bread doesn't do well for me. I must be gluten sensitive or something, but I just don't feel great when I eat wheat. I just don't. So yet still most of the time I can pass it by, but there's a few times when I can't, and then my back hurts, my tummy's bloated, all these things. So I'm still working in what I would call triggers, triggers that are unhealthy. And up until July of this year, I was still working in some relationships that have been unhealthy. And not because those are bad people, not because I'm bad people, it's because it's just a toxic union, period. So I wanted to talk to you about some things where what I've learned that causes me to feel safe in relationship. So when we're talking about just platonic friends, let's just talk about girlfriends, for instance. Where I've learned to feel the best I felt is through this year, through losing Matt and through going through that and through being challenged on where I lived and being challenged on what was actually mine and the how far reaching that how much authority I had over our things. I've had 3 people to just sit and listen and offer not one bit of advice. And that caused me to feel so safe. So it was wonderful. And my opinions changed, my thought processes changed through this whole thing because, in the beginning, if something has happened, you're in an emotional state. So I began to understand that I felt safe around people. Even if I'm saying something like, I'm trying to decide where, if I'm going to do yoga or work out at the gym, if I'm consulting with people who are my teachers or whatever, all they don't say, well, here's what you should do. When did you work out last? When did you do yoga last? No kind of judgment or accusing. They say, well, what part of your body feels like it needs attention? Do you have some aggression you want to get out? Are you feeling energetic? Do you, so you ask questions instead of kind of directing or leading. That's been a really wonderful thing in my life because now I don't think before I don't think I had realized. I just had the friends that I had the associations that I had, and that was it. So I'd gone through a period to where I was so traumatized that I really began to feel unsafe in the relationships that I was in. So I want to invite you to kind of these next few days in your interactions, notice where someone is trying to control you, And control is really, it's very, it's subtle. And sometimes it doesn't, it's not like somebody putting their hands on you and trying to lead you somewhere. But when people say things like, well, you should, or if I was you, I would, or do you remember that time, or to start to criticize you, or to start to throw judgment. Well, you know how you always get in this situation. They're judging you. That's not being friendly. That's not friendship. And I think it's just, it's widely accepted. People do it. People do it all the time. Friends that have been my best friends for years, they've done that to me. I've done that to them. I didn't know any other way to be. I just, and so that, it wears on. I think health is a whole system. I think it's physical, emotional, and spiritual. And so, your mind, body, and spirit, I think that all works together. And I think healthy relationships. So I'm certainly not saying go out and, dump anybody. Hey, you're controlling me. Stop judging me. Not that. I'm just saying, begin to notice it. And then you can look for patterns. And then you can decide, what are your triggers? I have heard people say, and I've been one, people who you complain, I always have to go out with her because I'm the only one who will. Well, that's dysfunctional and it's codependent and it's not our responsibility. So just begin to notice where either you are trying to control or somebody else is trying to control. So those are the things that I think in the beginning, about, probably a couple of years ago, I began to notice because I had, I'm in the 12-step program, so I had complete, sobriety, emotional sobriety. So I was like, oh, have you always communicated with me like that? I don't think I like it. And so just begin to notice. Notice people's speech patterns. Notice where you get uplifted, what people you get uplifted around, and what people, make you a little bit heavier and not feel so healthy, begin to notice what's healthy. And anybody trying to judge you or control you, that's never friendly. And I've noticed that people, and I've read some, Psychology Today, and I read all kinds of, I try to study how the mind works because it's very beneficial to me in my yoga practice and in my recovery. So, and trying to form healthier relationships. I want to notice how people are talking to me and how, and how I'm reacting to them. So I'm really interested to go into this kind of series and really look at relationships and really look at the ways we can have a more healthy communication. So I hope you resonate with this. If you do, leave me a little message, hit reply or leave a comment. Or email me at Suzie, SUZIE, at 4, everhealthyu.com. Or leave a comment on the blog or whatever. If you're into this type of subject matter, if you've had issues with friends or you want to form better friendships, or maybe you've got, you feel like you haven't been treated so well, or if you've got somebody you feel like you have to be friends with. So I think it's a great part of our health. And so, thanks. All right. So this is going to be on my YouTube channel. Watch this. And if you're just seeing this like on Facebook or something, make sure you sign up for everhealthyu.com. I've got great free trainings on there. I help people form sustainable, healthy habits for a whole healthy lifestyle. And so, mind, body, and spirit. So I think healthy relationships are a part of that. All right.